Public appearances for non-agenda items, we have none. So the first agenda item, 3A, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the October 3rd meeting.
I move approval.
Moved by Wheeler, do we have a second? Second by Wilborn. Any discussion? Seeing none, we'll call the vote. All in favor of approval of the October 3rd Board of Public Works minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Minutes are approved. Next, report from the department head. So Director of Public Works, Mr. Bill Balke.
Good evening. This past month, a few weeks, we've been doing the end of the year wrap up for Public Works. We've been doing a lot of roadside mowing, patching up, the roads, the shoulders and things like that, getting those ready for plowing in the winter, getting our equipment ready for plowing. We had snow today, unfortunately, saw already. Our operations team is out there working on that, as well as finishing up the hydrant flushing throughout the community. As far as construction goes, out on Sain and East Sherrill, that area there is, we closed the intersection down on Friday, and that was primarily due to the number of utility conflicts that we had, the shortage or delays in getting materials and things like that, that we just had to close things down and get things knocked out. So by the time this is done in November, we will have traffic open all directions. Still some construction to be finished up in the spring at the intersection, but there won't be any detours through the winter. So we'll have the intersection open to traffic always. They're still going to be doing some of the construction over the winter, doing some stormwater improvements and stuff offline, off of the road. But for the most part, we're going to wrap up construction mid-November for the road part. Developments are also in the same boat. We're trying to wrap those up before the pavement plants shut down in November. So we've got 3 subdivisions that we're looking to try to get acceptance on by the end of the year for those developments, like Terravessa, Crescent Cross, Highfield Reserve 1A and 1B, those are the subdivisions that are looking to come online this winter and start taking up building permits.
Thank you, Bill. Questions from board members?
None.
I have one. Do we continue to run the sweeper while it's above freezing, or has that been put away for the year?
Nope, we're still out there sweeping. We'll probably be taking off the attachment for the fine particulates so that we can get the leaves.
Okay, great.
So we're kind of switching over to that mode. So we'll sweep as long as the weather's above freezing.
Okay. So for people watching, you see the leaves on the street. If you have a storm drain in front of your property, please maybe keep an eye on that, and you take it your responsibility to keep it unplugged so we don't get a flooded intersection if we get a big rain and the leaves are clogging it. Thank you, Bill. Appreciate it. All right, next review items. We have the review of the September utility checks. Board have any questions on those?
I just have the question on the 2 for E&N Hughes Company down in Greenfield. Is that the last we got going through, or are there more bills for that, or what?
Nope, those are the final payments for those, for the releasing the retainage on them.
All right, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Another question on the first one, Wisconsin DNR 2022 municipal group fee. Is that a stormwater permit for the area, or?
Yep, that's our annual permit fee that are allocated for the population group of this size.
Okay. Thank you. Alder Wheeler, any questions?
No questions.
Okay, thank you. All right. Then moving on, we're on our first agenda item then. We have Resolution R 19622, approving the First Amendment to the Library Chiller Design and Construction Services Contract. Do we have a motion to approve?
I so move we approve resolution R-196-22.
Moved by Wilborn. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Wilborn.
Wheeler.
I'm sorry. Moved by Wilborn, second by Wheeler. 2 W's here. That's too hard on me here. All right. So it sounds like we're getting a new chiller, but it is an upgraded design that will be more efficient. Am I reading that correctly?
That's correct.
Okay. And we're using ARPA funds for this?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know that would qualify, but I'm glad it's a good use for them. Let's see. When do so this is for the bidding, for this to go out to bid for the contractors?
Correct. This is an amendment to the design contract for the assistance in preparing the installation bids that will be going out. We have the procurement documents out for bidding right now, so we're going to acquire the equipment. And then this part is to finish the design for installing it. So there's going to be some repiping of, some of the pipes that are in there and some of the ventilation systems. So they're to accommodate the new system that's going to be put in.
Okay, this is part, normally, say, if you were in your house, you were just getting a new furnace, they'd come in and put it in, but here, we're doing efficiency upgrades and other things that require things besides the chiller being replaced. Is that
Correct,
somewhat
correct.
correct? Okay.
Yep.
And would we anticipate that we would have Strand that would be overseeing that, or would the city staff be overseeing that work?
As part of this design contract amendment, we also have the oversight for the installation
Okay,
and the startup and any warranty work.
sounds good. All right. Note, this is over $25,000, so it requires a resolution. Okay. Any other questions on this? Okay.
None.
This has been failing for some time. When was the library built? I'm just trying to remember here.
2012.
2012, so we got 10 years out of that. Is that typical? That seems short.
It is short. When we were doing the review of the failures and why it was occurring, we found that it wasn't redundant enough. And one of the systems was running continuously.
Oh, okay.
And it just, we didn't have enough backup to provide the redundancy or resiliency between the different modules.
Okay.
So it was really taxing some of them. And so we were Band-Aiding it for the last 4 or 5 years, and finally, we can't get the parts quick enough for that, so we were looking at a full replacement.
So we're expecting this one, hopefully, a better lifespan on this one.
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Bill. All right, then we'll call the vote. All in favor of Resolution R 19622, approving First Amendment library chiller design, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have Resolution R 19822, setting the 2023 solid waste collection rates. We have a motion to approve.
I move approval.
Moved by Wheeler, we have a second.
I'll second it.
Second by Wellborn, I got it right that time. So we see in here, they're proposing increasing the rates from, I believe it's $215 or $216 to $228 a year. This includes both our solid waste collection and our brush collection. So if you, just for the people watching, if you looked at 52 garbage collections and 26 recycling collections. If you just looked at picking up the garbage, it's a little less, $2.75 every time they pick one up. If you didn't use the yard waste, factor in the yard waste, it's less than that. I think it's given the fuel costs and things. I wish we didn't have an increase, but I'm happy with it. I'm happy with the services we provide, and I think it's reasonable to approve this. Board members, you have any thoughts on it?
No, I think it sounds very reasonable. It could be a lot worse. Right, Bill?
It could be.
Yeah.
All right. Jim, no questions? All right. Then, all in favor of Resolution R 19822 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, Resolution R 20122, Intergovernmental Agreement for the Ownership, Operation, and Maintenance of the Badger Lane Lift Station. We have a motion to approve. Moved by Wheeler, we have a second.
I second it.
Second by Wellborn. So this is the Badger Lift. This will be part of this is an area in the town of Madison for the sewage lift station that will be, is operated by the city of Madison. This is allocating our annual cost for maintenance on that system for the homes in the area, which approximately, Bill mentioned, $7,800 a year. And eventually, when it has to be replaced, it'll be we'll be on the hook for half of it, is that?
Roughly, we're at almost 49% right now, so
Okay.
it's roughly half
Okay,
the cost.
all right. Any sense how old it is right now?
They said it was very old and in need of replacement for many years.
Okay, all right. So, Dave and Jim, we have, this will be the second lift station we have. Terra Vesta has one, and this will be the second. For many years, I didn't want any lift stations in the city. I felt that the gravity feed was a good way to define the urban service territory of our city, where it could be gravity fed. And Terra Vesta started out, originally, we thought it was going to be gravity fed, and they came back and a ridge would have had to been taken down and the cost somewhat excessive, so we agreed to put in a lift station, which I don't like them. They're smelly, their maintenance, but neither here nor there. Terra Vesta is a nice place to live, and wouldn't have it without the lift station. With this one, I mentioned to Bill, I would like, we don't have to take this action tonight, but I would like the cost, the annual maintenance cost and eventually the replacement to be borne by the residents that are served by that lift station. But that's an action we don't have to take tonight. Do you have any questions for Bill on this?
No, help me.
This is one of the details, the city staff's been working on the annexation of that town of Madison, and there's a myriad of details, and thankfully, we have a good director of public works that's catching these things and paying attention to them and getting this agreement in place so that we, it's not a surprise down the road. All right.
I have a question.
When will this be due to the city of Madison? Do we know that?
Yeah, they will assess us annually per the agreement. They will get our annual water volume for the year,
Okay.
and then allocate that or proportion it to the city of Fitchburg, and then take whatever operating costs were from the previous year, and then by I think it's February is when they would be issuing the bill. So we would probably have a couple of months of allocation for next year.
Okay.
But in '23, we'd have the full allocation, or
Okay.
'24.
Thank you, Phil. Any questions on this?
Yes.
Go ahead, Jim.
Bill, was this anticipated but prior to taking over the town, or did this just come up that we would have to pay?
No, we've been working on that for the better part of a year, coming up with the agreement. We knew it was coming.
Okay, thanks.
Dave, anything?
Fine.
Call the vote. All in favor of resolution R 20122, intergovernmental agreement for ownership, operation, and maintenance of the Badger Lane Lift Station, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Our next Board of Public Works meeting is Monday, November 7th at 5:30. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I so move we adjourn.
Moved by Wilborn, do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor of adjournment, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned.